began to read this book last night, and I promise you, I took a shower because I knew it was going to be pretty deep. Our intern Lacey read it, and she said, I just felt different after I read it. So I began to read it last night, and Frank, I promise you, I had to put it down, and I actually shed a few tears, and I said, I have to call this sister and reach out to her. The book is called Daddy's Favorite Pop, and her name is Antoinette Smith. Good morning, Antoinette.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I began to read your book last night, and I think the very beginning of it, I cringed. Your mother was 14 and your father was 26 years old.
Yes, in real life he was 28. So I flipped a lot of stuff in the book. But this book I wrote for two reasons. It's based on the fact that my mother had me by her mother's boyfriend. And it's also based on the fact that I was molested as well in the adopted family I was in.
Take me back to your childhood as a little girl.
It was dysfunctional, very dysfunctional. It's very disturbing because when I had these guys to touch me, they were like uncles and stuff. And they would do it when we had parties and stuff. You know, they would do it when everybody was around. And one night, I just got tired and I woke everybody up in the house.
So what do you mean everybody was around? Explain that.
It's like when you had the blue night parties, the blue lights and stuff, and everybody's there, the whole family, and that's when they want you to come on and ride to the store with me, and you know, stuff like that. And that's when they really used to just feel on me and make me feel on them and do a lot of stuff that they weren't supposed to do.
And how old were you?
I was like 6 all the way to about 11.
6 years old. Do you remember it very well?
I vaguely remember, but I do remember one that was so disturbing. Like, one of the uncles had me on this tall dresser, and he was like going down on me, you know, and that was just real messed up. And I think I was about 10, and it was somebody's birthday party. Like I said, they always do it when it's a function going on, and they always did these things to me.
Like take you in a room when everybody else is busy.
Yes. Yes. And it's just was
when did you finally tell someone, or did you?
I told. They did not believe me.
Who did you tell?
I told the lady who raised me.
So where's your mother? Where was your mom?
I didn't find her until I was 18.
Okay, so when you were growing up as a little girl, your mother, how did you lose your mom?
Well, first, you know, she had me by her mother's boyfriend.
Okay.
And they did drugs and stuff together. They did all kind of stuff together. So I wouldn't want that baby either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I wouldn't want my stepdad.
So your mom gave you away?
Something like that. That's what I was told. Being born in California and all the way in Georgia, and still don't know how I got here to this day, I don't know.
And then you were raised by some foster parents?
Yes. She was like a great aunt. She married one of my great uncles. And one of her sons mainly was the one that was doing it. And I woke up and told everybody in the whole house, and they didn't believe me. And one night we had another party, and one of her daughters came in and caught one of them in action. And that's when everything just kind of
came up.
Yeah.
You said you were molested by 5 of your uncles?
5 different men. And I can remember one time I was in a Pinto with one of my older cousins. She's not here with us anymore. But, you know, the Pinto is very small. And the guy, he was driving with this hand, but this other hand was right between my legs. And she was right there. I'm like, how can she not see this? You know what I'm saying? And I just remember going in the bathroom, just scrubbing myself. Just scrubbing myself.
You had our conversation last night. You started to get a little deep, and you began to tell me about your life. And, you know, you said, Wanda, I have 5 children from 5 different men.
Yep. Looking for love.
Tell us about that. 5 different kids from 5 different men.
Yes, I love my kids, don't get me wrong. But I was out there. I've been out here since I was 12. The family I was in, I left in when I was like 11, almost 12. And it just went on.
You had your first kid at what age?
14.
How old are your kids?
My oldest daughter will be 20 in October. And I have one to be 19. I have a son that'll be 17. And my last 2 boys are 14 and 13.
You told me last night, you said, I don't know I don't know how to love. I don't know how to take care of my children. I don't know how to be a mother.
Yep, I don't. It's very hard, and I did something so hard last night. When I talked to my daughter, I told her, you know, I said, I love you, but I don't love y'all unconditionally because I never been raised, you know, never been told coming up, you know, that I love you. You know, I haven't, and I don't know how to love, and I just don't.
How can people get your book?
They can order it from my website at www.straighttothepointbooks.com, or they could go purchase it from Madu Bookstore in Greenbrier Mall or Nubian Bookstore in South Lake Mall.
You have an email address?
Yes, it's A.Candace. That's A as in apple, C as in cat, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, S as in sing, ING2000@yahoo.com.
You know, the biggest thing you said is that people who have been molested as children need someone to talk to. It's like so many people out there with so much frustration because even when they've said something, people never believed them. Nobody's ever really accepted. And I do want to say this to everybody who's listening, and I got to say this real quick. If your child discloses that there is sexual abuse, the first thing you have to do is disclose to understand the separate natural reactions to overwhelming bad news, to the desire of not believing your child. Your child or children need to know that you believe them and you support them. The feeling that you wake up soon and find out it was all a bad dream is called denial. Children who have someone understanding and supporting them suffer fewer ill effects than children without help. Your role as a parent is to support your child in recovering by providing reassurance, safety, and love. You may also have to make a decision about medical care, legal proceedings, and counseling. Children need your reassurance that they did not cause your anger or sadness. Children's belief that they are the cause of everything makes it difficult for children to understand. And children can understand your grief if it's not overwhelming. You have to show them that you really mean it when you say it's okay to cry, it's okay to be sad or mad. You have to tell your children, I believe you. I'm glad I know. I'm not sure what will happen next. You don't need to take care of me. I am angry at the person who did this, not at you. You may see me cry, but that's all right. Nothing about you made it happen. I'm sorry this happened to you. You will be taken care of. I know it wasn't your fault. I'm upset, but I'm not upset with you. I'm sad. This has happened to other children your age. You will get over this and get better, but it may take a while. Be honest with your children.
All the time.
And we will post all this information on our website at